Okay, so my B-roll that I'll be using for this video is Bag Dream Girls Bad Party, because we'll be taking a look at the powerful rock girl set from the exchange event, Hear the Sound of My Soul. A scouting banner will be running until June 14th afternoon. Basic info, my thoughts on the cards, and then the verdict. The first scouting UR that you can get is Powerful Rock Girls Ellie, and she's rocking with a bass, not a bass, not trouble. No trouble for Ellie, I guess. Now, as a small guard card, you will start off with base stats and with all tiles unlocked, no bond boards needed, at 4,955 appeal, 8,010 stamina, and 6,110 technique with 18.33% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 8,883 appeal, 14,350 stamina, and 10,934 technique with a critical rate of 32.80%. Ellie's skill is Damage Reducer, reducing damage by 21 to 33% for from 4 notes at 33% chance. Her passive ability is Stamina Plus, affecting smile cards by increasing base stamina by 4 to 5.2%. Her active ability is Shielding, gaining shield by 3.2% of her stamina on PC start. Now, this Ellie is pretty decent for smile defensive card. I wouldn't bother having another medium range, medium effective card, but considering we already have a few competitors, like I could reference Hanamaru and Ruby. Well, both of them are smile damage reducers. Well, Maki, Cyber World Maki is also a good shielder to have. This Ellie is pretty decent. She's pretty good for, I guess, you may know Eco Expert. If you're going to run a Muse team, a Muse dedicated team, I do gotta say that this Ellie is pretty cool with the swag of shirt. Now the stats, pretty decent, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need Ruby or Hanamaru if I want. But if you want a Muse alternative, then this Powerful Rock Girls Ellie will be your best bet if you're going to build a Smile dedicated team or a Muse if you want to. It's not a costume collection, but I think this is going to be a good one. So here's her costume shortly. This is what she looks like in costume preview. Now this Ellie is striking. Now, I wish I could tell the resemblance, but oh, interesting. She chose for red and blue streak. I almost thought that she's like one of the Afterglow characters, Radmitake from Bang Dream. Now, you can tell because of her secondary outfit has checkered. Oh, I wish I could know the pattern, but I do like this design. Pleated skirt, but it's ripped halfway to show her denim shorts. I like it. Belt is hanging loose, but well designed. Fishnet stockings on one side, and her hair has red and indigo streaks. Does this look like a... This kind of looks like a Nozo Ellie reference, but actually the indigo, nah, not too close. Now, I guess this top pretty good. Okay. Although they try to go for a symmetry design by having one fishnet stockings on her right and one glove on her left, so I guess their trend right now is having a symmetry design on this costume. But I gotta give this Ellie a very good costume card of 8 out of 10. I wouldn't usually rate those costumes, but holy heck. If anyone is going to scout for this UR card, go ahead. You're gonna be grateful to see the bass player plays and drumming the notes on low performing notes. Now, not necessarily the worst, but more or less, she is a useful card, useful costume overall. The second scouting UR that you can get is I Love Haruka. Okay, I'm joking. As active voltage card, her base stats will start off at 7,708 appeal, 4,132 stamina, and 6,956 technique with 20.86% critical rate. Her fifth limit stats will end up at 13,799 appeal, 7,405 stamina, and 12,453 technique with 37.35% critical. Kanata's skill is voltage gain buffer, increasing voltage gain by 5 to 6.2%, affecting all cards for 5 note at 33% chance. Her passive ability is Appeal Plus, affecting active cards by increasing base appeal by 4 to 5.2%. Her active ability is Appeal Buffer, increasing affecting appeal by 4% for 5 notes, affecting active cards on appeal chance success. Now, powerful rock girls Kanata, rocking well with the guitar despite that she will be having less energy by the end of the live show. Now, I gotta say, this Kanata costume, even the pre-idolized or the idolized card, she's rocking some swag. I'm pretty sure Kanata is rocking with the guitar. Ellie is doing the bass particularly. I wish I could tell because I wish I could tell because of how many strings that the guitar has or the bass has. Man, I should really go back to Mandarin. But enough chit chat on this one. Now, this Kanata, however, is already oversaturated at this point because she is already competing with other active voltage cards, even if there are those on the non-festival or non-party or even regular cards. I think Nozomi as an example, the Thanksgiving Nozomi. Now, this Kanata is more focused on expert frontline because she has voltage gain. Voltage gain does not work on advanced songs. Basis for Guitarist 5. I thank Kion for that knowledge, lol. Oh, XP! I'm actually recording the live card breakdown as well, but mine is at a cheap low efforts but I'll be doing the thumbnail later. Now, Kanata is more or less an active support card. The downside is her show ability, which I didn't like that condition on easy success because who knows if you're gonna pass or fail on active expert songs. I'm pretty sure Zensoku Dreamer, DG Yuta Passions, we have another active song. I'm pretty sure there will be a future active song that might utilize Kanata's skill set, but for now she is mostly on expert support. Unfortunately, if you were to put her on advanced songs, that is not likely going to work as it will cap out at 50 to 61,000, depending if you have chokers on your strategy. But more or less, I'll show you the costume. This is what she looks like in costume preview. Unlike Ellie, that chose to have an undershirt top and a midriff jacket. Now, this Kanata, however, goes for a little bit of neon electricity colors. Those colors kind of look familiar. It's not like Splatoon reference, but wow, can't believe the stream is going not so great. Alright, so this Kanata costume is purple, and I think it's neon green, but on her hair streaks, she does have neon yellow streaks. Now, the set also follows the asymmetry design. She has one long sleeve on her left, one long sleeve on her right, and she has fishnet sleeves, detachable ones, and glove on her left. So if that would be her handedness, I think Kanata is left-handed, but I think there are illustrations that says otherwise. Why is I'm kind of got interested on the handedness of the school idols. Anyway, skirt, fully complete, unlike Ellie that has like halfway skirt and then she has denim shorts. But this Kanata costume goes for full skirt and then have a bit of rag skirt behind. There's also the moon sticker on. Oh my god, that is pretty cool, even though she is a sleepyhead. But nonetheless, very good. That's a good Kanata costume overall. Lastly, she didn't opt in for fishnet stockings. Rather those stockings look pretty interesting design. I gotta say, if you want to get her for active voltage card, this is your reward. Okay, so the scouting SR for this banner is Mirai Boku Mari. Iwatsa Hagushiyo. Okay, never mind. Alright, as natural skill card, her base stats will start off at 4,295 appeal, 2,577 stamina, and 5,406 technique with 31.21% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 7,317 appeal, 4,319 stamina, and 9,200 technique with 42.60%. That is pretty high for an SR card. Nonetheless, her skill is SP fill, increasing SP gauge, filling SP gauge by 5 to 7%. Her passive ability is Technique Plus, affecting natural cards by increasing base technique by 2 to 3.2%. Her show ability is Skill Activation Rate Buffer, increasing skill activation rate by 3.5%, affecting natural cards for 5 notes on appeal chance start. I gotta say, this Mari card is more or less useful, but unlike I wish I could scale the power, because her skill set looks like Party Mari or Party Kotori, but it does not have a dual passive, but the skill and active ability is not. The difference is that Mari has a different condition, so it's not on SP burst. So this gives her like the weakest Party Mari scale of about around 1 to 8. So it's about an eighth of the power, because one is the fact that she is SR card, the other is that she is natural skill type card. But nonetheless, I think it's more or less a decent consolation price if you plan to scout both Ellie or Kanata. This Mirai Boku Mari is a decent SP filler on skill type card, but I guess it is recommended that you have to build up on natural teams if you want to utilize her skill set. The event QR for this banner is Karin Asuka, so Powerful Rock Girls. She is now on the drums, and her costume is pretty spicy, but at the same time pretty cool though, playing the drums. Now, as full SP card, her base stats will start off at 5,745 appeal, 3,511 stamina, and 6,703 technique with 35.10% critical rate. Her 5th limit stat will end up at 10,281 appeal, 6,283 stamina, and 11,995 technique with 50.98% critical rate. Karin's skill is SP voltage buffer, increasing voltage gain from her SP burst by 30 to 32% of her technique on the next SP burst, at 33% chance. Her passive ability is Technique Plus, affecting cold cards by increasing base technique by 4 to 5.2%. So this is actually a buffed up rate from other event cards, event URs that usually go for 3 to 4.2. Alright, we'll do that shortly. Her active ability is SP fill, filling SP by 2% of her technique on the field chance start at 30% chance. Now, this skill set looks familiar. I'm gonna screenshot and show you what I'm going to tell you. She's basically a weaker Festival 1 Karin, but despite her skill set focusing on critical scoring, which is a desirable stat set for SP fillers, this Karin card is not up. She's more or less an SP voltage gain buffer. Now, this is similar to her Festival 1 card. Now, her passive does the same, Technique Plus, but she's focusing more on depending on how many full cards you have. And her SP gauge gain is also the same, but it switched over from AC success to AC start. Now, she does have an advantage where she can activate her skill set anytime. However, that does not excuse that she is still weaker than Festival 1 Karin from a long time ago. Now, despite the advantages, you can still get this card if you want to. if you don't have Festival 1 Karin until then this might be your weaker event UR alternative. Now, I've been using Festival 1 Karin for a long time. I was using her as my full SP frontline scorer in any cases where cool songs will penalize voltage type cards. This is where she takes center stage. If there will be a song like Colorful Voice and it debuffs voltage cards, then this Karin should play well. She can also play well in the upcoming Starlight Expert song, but who knows? We might get details once the song is available next Saturday. But if you're focusing on SP meta, this is not the card that you're going to go for. But nonetheless, you may invest on her, but I wouldn't recommend to do so. But at least her costume is pretty good. I'll show you what I mean shortly. This is what she looks like in costume preview. She copied Kanata's fashion set, although interesting bust shot. She also followed Kanata's pattern. Sleeve on her right, detachable fishnet, sleeves on her left alongside a glove. However, to compete with Ellie's coolness, she decided to opt in for short pants instead of halfway skirt, halfway denim shorts. Also, she also used fishnet stockings for this one. Not just that, her midriff also has fishnet. That is a trend I'm not likely gonna be interested, but okay. Now her color palettes this time are at purple and yellow. So relation to Karin and Kasumi? Nah. Her colors this time are indigo and neon green, so I think they usually go for associating with neon colors when they're going for like. It always reminded me of Splatoon in terms of the color choices, but I think this Karin is pretty good for an event UR. But nonetheless, if you're going to get this event UR like a weaker Festival 1 Karin, this is your reward. Pretty decent UR card as well as her costume. The first event star that you can get is Mirai Boku Daya. Gotta pull out the skill set shortly. Her base stats will start actually as active voltage card. Her base stats will start off at 4,093 appeal, 2,726 stamina, and 3,669 technique with 11% critical rate. Her flip stats will end up at 6960. Nice number, by the way, Daya. 4,641 stamina and 6,246 technique with 18.73% critical rate. Daya's skill is SP voltage buffer, increasing SP voltage gain by 20 to 22% of her appeal for the next SP burst. Her passive ability is Appeal Plus, affecting third-year cards by increasing base appeal by 2 to 3.2%, and her active ability is Voltage Gain, gaining voltage by 7.6% of her appeal on appeal chance success. This looks familiar if I recall. This is like My Might Tonight Hanamaru. She basically copied Hanamaru's homework, but then switches over to an attribute. Gonna show you this screenshot a little bit because this skill set looks familiar. Now, this isn't the first time that a voltage card tries to use an SP type skill. Now, I don't know why, but maybe voltage cards might be able to support SP fillers by activating SP voltage buffer. That's just my theory because granted, she is a voltage scorer, so she does not gain critical stats or critical potential. So this Daya is not a recommended card to use, but if you want her for decent scoring on intermediate or expert songs, this could work. However, you might need to build up third years. There's already Secret Galaxy Kanan, Strawberry Nico, Thanksgiving Nozomi. Oh my god, there are a few active voltage third year cards, so yeah, I don't know if this style will last longer. But at least her costume is beautiful. Oh yeah, by the way, is Daya handling vocals on the band? The second event S-Star for this banner is A Song for You. You, Honoka. Finally, I did see Love Live All-Stars commercial movie, and Honoka finally did the voiceover role. But enough of that. As an elegant guard card, her base stats will start off with 2,938 appeal, 4,402 stamina, and 3,150 technique with 9.45% critical rate. Her fifth fluid stats will end up at 4,998 appeal, 7,497 stamina, and 5,335 technique with 16.06% critical rate. Honoka's skill is damage reducer, reducing stamina by 23 to 35% per 3 notes. Her passive ability is Stamina Plus, affecting her strategy by 3 to 5%. Wait a minute. Oh, I think this one's normal because it's the same strategy card. If it was like same school, same year, same attribute, or same subunit, I thought they used the buffed up rate from My Might Tonight Kana, but I guess they never did for this card. Anyway, her active ability is healing, restoring stamina by 4 to 5% of her stamina on a heal chance start. Now, this Honoka seems familiar if I were to search on allstars.kirara. Now, according to this skill set, this is a reference to her initial Honoka UR set. The name is Fashionable Romance. Now, this skill set is familiar, but it's very different from this UR card and then to this SR card. Now, she is more or less a better initial Honoka. Now, despite having an SR rarity and having the same elegant attribute and guard type, what stands out against the initial Honoka UR is her damage reducer is more effective. Now, it's short range, more effectiveness, so it's not decisive, but you have a shorter frame for it to happen. Now this initial Honoka successor is more or less on frontline focus because stamina plus same strategy, and also her appeal chance start is 4.5. But while it's nerfed from her initial UR, this is actually guaranteed. Now, if you didn't have a chance to get initial UR Honoka, then this event SR Honoka can be your greater damage reducer. I'm pretty sure no brand girls or Natsu Ito Legao they want to jump, Thrilling One Way, or A Song for You challenge difficulty might work, but I'm pretty sure she'll be useful on a Song for You challenge difficulty because if I recall, there are also damage notes right before the appeal chance that can buff up guard cards. So yeah, she can be useful, but I'm not sure this will work on that song. But there's a likely chance that she will. Although her costume is very beautiful, I could say. Alright, so the verdict, unfortunately, it's a skippable banner, but the costumes are pretty good. Very cool for a girls rock band. Now, I'm still using Bang Dream Girls Band Party as B-roll, but you get the idea. For the URs, Ellie is kind of like a unique smile shielder, smile damage reducer, but we already have Hanamaru and Yubi to fill in her shoes. But at least she is a use alternative for damage reducing if you're going for dedicated use team. Ellie is pretty good for damage reducer, but nothing game breaking or anything meta. But she is more or less a good defensive card for, I guess you may know, Epo expert. Okay, Kanata is unfortunately on the oversaturated category of active voltage gainers. While her voltage gain buffer is very good for active expert songs, she is not pretty good on advanced songs because, like I said before, voltage cap of 50k to 61k. But if you're going to use her for a start, at least that is fine. But once you're going to invest her in the long run, I do not expect this Kanata card to be a powerful voltage gainer in the voltage meta. Once she keeps getting voltage cap scoring. Lastly, for Karin, I'm gonna give a short description, a weaker Festival 1 Karin, the Temptation Blue Karin. That's it. For the SRs, Honoka is the better initial Honoka, despite having an SR rarity. Because her damage reducer is better. She also has a better stamina heal, but changes the condition to AC success to AC start. Actually, they're the same, but she chose for guaranteed healing on AC start instead of having a better rate of 30% chance. Daya, however, is on the SP. She also has the SP voltage buffer skill, which is supposed to be for SP type cards, but I guess Minet made a unique skill set that could copy well with My Might Tonight Hanamaru, but well, more or less, Daya is a collection card. And lastly, Mari is like an eighth of Party Mari or Party Kotori, but switches for SP type to skill type. So, pretty decent SP filler, but don't expect that Mari will be like a powerful SP filler, even if you have dedicated natural themes. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and don't forget to ring the bell. I stream games 3 to 4 times a week on YouTube at 21PHD. My socials are in the video description below, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. See you soon.